Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, folks, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. Can you imagine? No, I can't. Because even when we're doing all right, sometimes it feels like we're not. The fan base, a couple of discussion points I want to bring up today. Or one mainly, but a couple of players in the hat I want to talk about. And yeah, this probably doesn't happen anywhere else so quick. A very reactive fan base, and I love it. I am here for it. Makes great talking points. But yeah, as you've seen by the thumbnail, is it time to give good old Joel Piroe a call? I think no, it's fucking not. I'm in a group chat with some members, and that's been pinging around this morning. And I love opinions. I love it. You know, if we all thought the same, it'd be absolutely shite. I love how football splits opinions, creates so many talking points. The game of football at the weekend has disappointed a lot of people. It's disappointing not to win, disappointing not to get a point. But how can you be disappointed? A great performance against Tottenham, who will be, in my opinion, a top four side this year. It's hard to criticise as a newly promoted side. I sound like Daniel Farker, but we are. A lot of fans saying we didn't have a good window, but then a lot of the same fans annoyed and pissed off we didn't beat Spurs. Like, are you really surprised we didn't beat Spurs? I think you've got to look at the positives, and there's so many positives staring in the face right now. I think the side look capable of competing week in, week out. There's only been one game in 7. You know, we shouldn't have been here competing, and that was proven. So that was early in the season, obviously away at Arsenal. I actually think how we played them now, the way we're playing, going long at times, which we can do with DCL up top. You know, you got to think we started Joel Piroe away at Arsenal. I think it was. And then I think Metcha came on towards the end. At that point, I was sat in the stands, losing interest. But yeah, I'm sure Piroe started that game, and we played out from the back at almost every opportunity, which is a tough ask against a side as good as Arsenal. I think we've adapted. I think Farker's learned pretty quick. We go short at times, and we're really good at working that ball up the field when we need to. But we're really good at going long. And with DCL, as you're seeing, I think he's showing so much quality. His DCL, it's one of them. He's a striker. You want goals from him. But he's definitely becoming a scapegoat for fan base already. We know he's streaky in front of goal. We know he's very similar to Bamford. He's had a couple of decent seasons in terms of numbers in his career, and a lot of streaky seasons outside of that, and a lot of injuries. For me, he's a level above what we had in Bamford. You can see that he's a quality player. If he could finish, he wouldn't be a Leeds United. He wouldn't be. If he could finish, if he was a 15 goal a season kind of striker in the Premier League and had multiple seasons to back that up, we wouldn't be signing him on a free transfer. And I know his injuries have played a part in why he's become a free transfer and why he's come to Leeds United. That's obviously part of it, but it is his finishing too. It's the only part of his game that has probably has probably held him back from being a top end Premier League player. You know, Arsenal wanted him once upon a time. He's had multiple top sides in Europe wanting him as well. And he's at Leeds United, and I think you've just got to bear in mind, you know, depends what you want from a striker. You've got Joel Piroe. A lot of people are saying he hasn't been given a chance, needs to be given a chance, he'll score goals. I think Piroe could score goals, but I think as a one up top, he won't in the Premier League. I think we've seen enough from DCL to show the areas of the pitch you need to be targeting and getting into. I don't think we can get into those areas without DCL playing. I think you saw at the weekend, Piroe as a second option next to DCL. We've been saying for years now Piroe will be great in a 2. Leeds aren't going to play in a 2 because guess what? We're playing pretty well as a 4-3-3 with one up top with 2 wingers either side. We're playing pretty fucking well. There's no two ways about it. I'm over the moon in what I'm seeing from the lads, what I'm seeing from Farker. Got to remember, injuries have played a part already in the opening 7 games. You know, we've had some big games where we've had No Tanaka, we've had Ampadu missing, we've had Dan James and Nonto missing for the last 2. It's a tough ask to have an understrength side anyway when the window ended. A lot of people say understrength squad, not capable potentially of going 38 games. A lack of quality, all come from the manager. I disagree with a lot of that, to be honest. I think our team and our players are a lot better than a lot of people want us to believe. Temper expectations a little bit, but you know, there is an argument to say, you know, we are lacking. You know, I fully get that. You know, the 10, another winger, potentially another striker. I didn't want DCL to be the starting 9 when we signed him on a free. I expected another player to come in, but you know, I can 100% see why we've gone for DCL now, and I think he's worthy of starting. I think he's a better player than a side who may flirt with relegation, if I'm honest. I think he's top drawer, and I think, wild take coming, I think he's the best number 9 we've had at Leeds United since Mark Viduka. You laugh, unsubscribe some of you. It is what it is. My opinion is, who were better? Beckford. I love Beckford. Legend. If I see Beckford on the street, I'd probably wet myself. I love the guy. Absolutely adore the guy. DCL is a better striker than Beckford. You'd have to suggest just by his career. You'd have to suggest that. Although different players, obviously. Beckford had probably struggled to play up front on his own. He were great with Becchio. Different times, different divisions. We saw best of Beckford in League One. We've seen the best of DCL at Everton in the Prem. Patrick Bamford's the only other one really. We've had Chris Wood, we've had Lasoga, we've had Rodrigo. I'd say DCL's better than all them. Then you got Bamford, and there'll be a conversation there where people say Bamford's better, pulling on the heartstrings. A lot of people forget how poor Bamford was in front of goal at times. But I think what you see off the ball, and we used to say with Bamford, so good off the ball, he's still not at the level of DCL off the ball. He still wasn't winning aerial duels. He still wasn't, you know, bringing the ball down from the air, great first touch, setting other people up. He wasn't. He was a good runner, good movement, but a lot of time he was never in the box to get on the end of some of these chances that we are seeing DCL be in and around the right areas to impact the game. He's just been a little bit off it in front of goal. I've seen people saying we've lost 3 or 4 points now and it's all down to DCL's finishing. I disagree. He's missed a couple. Take Chef Wednesday game out of picture in the league. He's missed a couple. You know, the header against Bournemouth, he should be putting that one away. But the one at Wolves, he probably shouldn't be putting away, but he puts that one in the onion bag, doesn't he? An incredible header. So we know he's got it. So that was a bit disappointing against Bournemouth that he didn't get that one. The one early doors against Bournemouth. Sorry, a tickle. One with keeper. A bit too early for him. Keeper makes a good save. Another one at Bournemouth, point blank range. Keeper makes a good save. The start of the first half against Spurs. Great turn in from Okafor, great turn. It's it, keeper makes a great save. You know, there's a few in there, yeah, that he did sort of miss a bit of a sitter again in the first half, early doors against Spurs, getting pressure from centre half, skies it over wide, really poor finish. So he's missed a couple he has, but he's also brought a lot of people into play. He's doing a lot of stuff. He gets a pre-assist for Okafor's goal, brings it down with a deft touch onto Aronson's toe, edge area, spills it, does keeper, it goes to Okafor. The Piroe chance at the end, he brings it out of air again, it flicks it directly to Piroe. Without DCL there, that ball doesn't even land at Piroe's feet. So yeah, I think I rate DCL very highly. Ultimately, he's going to get assessed and judged on goals, and he does need to add that. You know, I think if we get 10 goals out of DCL and he chips in with a few assists and pre-assists, and you can see his all-round game is up there, I think that'll be a decent return for him. I think he'll get double figures. I think he'll get around 11, 12 goals with DCL. I haven't seen anything to worry about. We know he isn't going to be the best finisher in the world. Like I say, if he was, it wouldn't be at Leeds United. And he is just making his way into sort of full fitness. You know, he hasn't played a massive run of games in a few years, which is the reason why I was sceptical when we signed him. But I think you can see why we've signed him. I think he's as a two option up top, he'd be great with Piroe. I think that'd work wonders. But then you've got to change system, which it doesn't need to happen for me. We're playing really well, and I think one up top, he is a one up top kind of striker. You can see it. The ball sticks with him, and he gets us up the pitch. It's just his finishing. But we've seen him put a really good one away at Wolves, so I think it'll happen. So the whole Joel Piroe talk that has crept in, I've heard it, I've seen it online, I've had it in group chat. I think Joel Piroe can score goals at this level, but I think the way we play and the way we need a striker to be attribute-wise, I don't think he fits that bill now. I think in the Championship, he's one of the best. And he'll get you 15 plus goals in the Championship. I think at Premier League, he'd need someone like DCL in and around him to get that ball and down from the air, because I don't think we can play out from the back. I think we need that to go direct and go long at times. I just think that naturally we need to do that, otherwise we'll concede a lot more goals at the back for that. So yeah, I also think if you start with Piroe up top as a 1, we'll probably concede more goals for that reason. So I think defensively we started conceding now, but I think we don't gift many opportunities on our goal, and I think that's because we have the sort of players and we're playing the system now where we go long when it's not on coming short and the ball sticks up there. And when you're in there half, they're not getting chances on our goal. So, yeah, I'd love to get everyone's thoughts. I'd love to know what you think directly. You know, are you a Piroe fan? Do you think he hasn't had a chance and he deserves one? Because I can agree he hasn't had many opportunities. Does he deserve one potentially? But right now, with what we've seen from DCL, I don't think you can start him. And if I'm honest, I think if DCL gets injured, it'll be Metcha that started again. So I do think Piroe's out of favour, and Piroe's role this season for me will be coming on in games where we need a goal. You know, you've seen in the couple of games previous where we've been, you know, away at Wolves, winning it. You know, in it at Bournemouth, winning that, and he got no minutes in those 2 games. But when we need a goal, when we're chasing a game, he will come on every game in that scenario. But there will be games, hopefully, where we're playing well enough and we've got a bit of a buffer that maybe he don't come on. Which is a shame for him because he deserves minutes because he's a massive part of why we're up here in first place. But sentiment FC goes out the window, doesn't it, you know? But I'd love to get your thoughts on DCL. Do you rate him as a player? Do you think he'll come good? How many goals do you think DCL will get? Do you think Piroe should be starting? Is Metcha the second option in your eyes, or should it be Piroe behind DCL? Am I talking waffle about him being arguably one of the best strikers we've had at the club, if not the best in the last 20 years? I think his all-round play, he's been very underrated, and there's a bit of short-sightedness coming in to play with some Leeds fans. We need a scapegoat when things don't go right. Everything's going pretty tickety-boo. Poor result, but great performance at the weekend. And can't we just enjoy the fact that we've got a set of lads who are digging in, got an identity you can see, and Farker's proven a few people wrong with being adaptable and bringing changes on and the tactics, and I think we're doing everything right, and the results will come for me. So I'm really positive. 2 very winnable games. I expect DCL to score in both of them games, Burnley and West Ham. Yeah, if you're a centre-half and you're playing against Leeds, you know you're in a game playing against DCL. You know you're in a game. So yeah, that's how I feel in the situation. Let me know your thoughts. Please like, please subscribe, please hype on all that jargon, and please have a good day, have a good week. And I'll see you later on. Bye-bye.